The Prime Minister has had her negotiation team pushing two options: maximum facilitation and a new customs partnership, but has failed to win much support in Brussels or Westminster for her ideas, including creating a huge divide in her so-called Brexit war cabinet. Maximum facilitation, otherwise known as MaxFac, to negotiators, and the desired option for Brexiteers, uses a series of technology to ensure post-Brexit customs checks are at a minimum and virtually frictionless. While this option is not off the table, the EU has signified it will not be sufficient in the quest to prevent a hard border on the island of Ireland, and other experts have suggested the technology needed will not be ready for many years after Britain finally leaves the bloc. The new customs partnership is Mrs. May's preferred option and involves acting as a customs agent on behalf of the EU, collecting tariffs on goods going into the EU, and UK companies get to claim a rebate. However, Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson insisted this method was crazy, and HMRC has shown its displeasure of the plan. With the Prime Minister facing an uphill struggle to secure an arrangement that will first please the European Commission and the remaining 27 member states for the Irish border by June, and then the entire customs arrangement by October, many Brussels figures have remained quiet and left negotiations to Michel Barnier. Brexit news: Theresa May has an uphill battle to convince Westminster and the EU of her customs plan. The choice that they have to make on the or a customs union is really a tough one, you diplomat. Most countries are unwilling to speak outside the EU's tough negotiation guidelines, insisting all existing models of cooperation remain open to the UK, including a solution based on the customs union, according to one EU diplomat. However, some figures from across the bloc have voiced their sympathies for Mrs. May and the tough decision she faces on the customs union. Another diplomat said, "We appreciate the internal difficulties that the UK government faces now. The choice that they have to make on the or a customs union is really a tough one. No one should underestimate that." Others were keen to stress that the deadlines bandied around by Brussels of June for the Irish border should not stand in the way of the UK and EU being given more time to negotiate their future partnership further toward the ultimate Brexit deadline in March 2019. They said, "We would like to see substantial progress on all withdrawal issues, including Northern Ireland, by the June European Council. This would give us more time to discuss future partnerships in the fall." Other EU figures were more pleased to see the internal wrangling in Westminster dominate the debate recently, including German MEP Hans-Olof Henkel, who has been pushing Brussels to offer the UK a new deal in hope of putting a stop to Brexit. Mr. Henkel suggested the arguments provide two solid reasons that will no doubt have Brexiteers hoping for a clean break from Brussels. He said, "For anybody who believes Brexit is a lose-lose situation for both Britain and the EU, the internal Westminster wrangling is actually good news for two reasons. Firstly, the disadvantages of Brexit for Britain become more evident every day, not only to MPs, but increasingly so to the public. A solution for the Irish border seems further away than ever. No wonder that Remainers have large leads over the Brexiteers at the opinion polls. Secondly, the struggle between hard Brexiteers, soft Brexiteers and Remainers in the House of Commons makes it increasingly unlikely that any deal will find a majority. And then what? Here is where Nigel Farage's proposal comes into play. If the Commons can't come to terms, it isn't entirely plausible to ask the voters where they agree to the deal. And if the EU offers Britain a new deal, for instance allowing more autonomy for controlling immigration, I bet the outcome is going to be different as compared to last time.